Hello, this is Teresa from downtown Summershade, Kentucky, and I'm here today to answer some questions that were posted by Nanahood friends on my Facebook page, which is on Facebook, The Nanahood. I have a blog called The Nanahood at nanahood.com. So if you aren't already visiting us there and you're a grandmother or grandparent, please do visit us. We love to have new nanas or grandmas or mimis or whatever you're called. We'd love to have you come by and visit. Um, Today, I'm answering questions that I asked last week on my Facebook page. I said, ask me anything. What would you like to talk about? So here are some of my questions that I received. The first one comes from Joyce Tilton. And she says, as a grandparent, how do you feel or react when your grandchildren are being disciplined by their parents? Truthfully, I'm glad. All little kids are going to act up. I just don't believe that a child they get hungry, they get tired, they get sick, and when they're experiencing those things, they get fussy. Um, we can sympathize with them, we can empathize, but ultimately we also have to discipline because if we don't, there's a high price to be paid on down the line. And I think you know what I mean. Anyone who has seen children in that misbehave as a 12 and 13 and 14-year-old, you can appreciate the fact that they probably should have been disciplined more when they were younger. Studies and statistics show that the first 5 years of a child's life are the most important as far as formative, and they just have to be disciplined. One of the best pieces of advice that my pediatrician gave me when my children were small was to catch them being good. So positive reinforcement works wonders. You know, you when they're doing something good, praise them, make sure and let them know that you notice. But when they do something that's not right and they have to be disciplined, I'm happy that my children do discipline my grandchildren. They do it in a kind and loving way, and they go to timeout or they go to their rooms, or maybe they lose a privilege if they're older. So I hope that answers your question, Joyce. Another lady writes in and says, tell us a story about who inspired you to want to be a terrific grandmother. This comes from Susan Williams in Nashville, Tennessee. Uh, it was, as far as whether I was someone who inspired me, it would be my grandmother. My grandmother, we called her Grandma Lane, and she was awesome. She was the kindest, nicest, gentle, humble, most unassuming woman I've ever met. And she always had time to spend with us and always had time to read books and play games with us. She had an Uncle Wiggily game that we played. So my grandmother inspired me. My mom didn't get to be a grandmother very long. She uh, got to meet my first three children, but not the twins. She died of colon cancer when she was only 51. So she was an awesome grandmother to my three older children when they were little. But as far as the grandmother that inspired me, it would be my grandmother. Okay, next week I will answer some more questions. There were a couple others I think on that were asked this week, and I'll try and get to them. So feel free to join us on our Facebook page and ask me anything. Again, this is Teresa from nanahood.com, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.